Good evening, everyone. Firstly, I would like to welcome all faculty, parents, the alumni, special guests, and my fellow students to tonight's prize giving. For those who don't know me, my name is Christian Herrera, and I'm here to reflect upon the past years of high school, as well as to congratulate Glenfield College's graduating class of 2016, and of course, the year 11s and 12s for winning such wonderful awards tonight. It's the year 13's final year of high school, and this will be our last formal assembly. As you look to your left and your right, you'll see such great people sitting beside you who you've spent 5 entire years with, and feel nostalgic through the memories you've made. Being up here on stage, looking over all of you, I just feel honored to have been a part of your life, whether it's been as a classmate or as an acquaintance. We've all had our fair shares of ups and downs, yet we have created our own special bonds with school, the teachers, and with each other. In all honesty, we're not as huge compared to the other schools, but that's exactly the point. Being a fairly small school means we're able to have those special bonds with each other, where we know almost everyone here. We're basically a family. That's a pretty odd mix of family members though, considering of how diverse all of us are. We come from one school, yet we all have different stories to share. One of my stories goes back to the beginning. I was new to New Zealand in 2012. I knew no one in this foreign country. I was never in an intermediate school, so inevitably, I had no friends before starting here. On my first day of Glenfield College, I stood outside the front office as one of the early comers, and there was barely anyone there at that point. I stood in a corner as other year 9 started to arrive. I was too shy to say hello, too shy to start a conversation with anyone. But during the potpourri, there was this one guy who approached me first. He sat next to me, stared intently at my eyes, and asked, "Bro, are you Filipino?" It's a pretty odd way to start a conversation, but I'll take it. His name was Paulo Obiston. And I thought I'd take this chance to thank him for being my first friend, even though he's no longer a student of Glenfield College. Since then, I met more people and made more bonds. The great thing about making friends is, it's not just with the students, but with the teachers and other faculty as well. Think about all the teachers we have in school. They come in early, prepared to teach us, to provide us with an education in set curriculums where their classes are set in timetables. However, that's not all they do. All the morning tea, lunchtime, and after-school sessions are a blessing to us. Teachers give us their time in order to help us achieve the things we want to accomplish. And when they could be out with friends or spending time with their family. It may be hard to believe, but teachers are human too. They are our capeless heroes, but they're kind of wearing capes right now. Who'll be saving the day when we need them to. And with that said, I would like to thank every single one of them for being there for us. Tonight's prize giving has showcased our students' academic achievements through certificates, awards, and names engraved on trophies. But remember this, what matters the most is cherishing all the moments we've had in high school, and knowing for the fact that we're lucky enough to learn from the education provided to us. A professor of clinical psychology by the name of Mark Lewis once said, "The way to be happy is to like yourself, and the way to like yourself is to do only things that make you proud." So no matter which prize you take, do something that you love to do. Do something that makes you proud. There's always going to be obstacles in your life. It's these obstacles that challenge us and teach us about ourselves. It's about how we try to overcome those obstacles that will make up who we are. I mean, look at Leonardo DiCaprio. After 6 Oscar nominations in the span of 12 years, he's finally won it this year because he kept striving to find a way to get through that obstacle. No matter how long it took, what we shouldn't do, as said by our ex-principal, Mr. Ted Benton, is to be a lay-down Sally. I'm sure most of us still remember what that meant to us. I guess that's what I did that led me to where I am now. Being elected as the head boy of Glenfield College this year has been one of the most humbling things that's happened to me. It's such a prestigious title, and I honestly didn't believe I could come this far. Personally, I thought I've always been more of a listener than a leader. Yet, I was still considered to be placed in such a position, so what am I to say to that? This year, I have been involved in many events such as the Athletics Day, Unite orientations, as well as reciting Bible verses during the Anzac ceremony in Glenfield Memorial Hall, all of which have been together with other members of the student executive. I'm an average and ordinary student with aspirations I wish to achieve. The dreams that I have will stay as dreams if I don't do anything about them. I'm not saying you can make your dreams come true just because you attempt it. You have to work hard for it, no matter how difficult and impossible it may seem. To an extent, blood, sweat, and tears are required to be shed, but that just shows how willing you are to achieve your aspirations. Through experiencing many, and I mean many hardships and disappointments in my life, I seem to have matured a lot more. It's not as much as I hoped, but then there's always room for improvement. I've gained much more confidence than I initially thought I've had, and that's all thanks to my friends and the whole student executive working as equals with me, not to mention all the efforts that our head girl has made throughout the year. She is honestly such an amazing and wonderful person who supported all of us so much, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank Nicola Gadole for everything that she's done for GC this year, because, you know, Nicola, you're the real MVP. All the unique experiences we've faced in and out of school, with or without friends, has definitely given us the opportunity to grow. During the time I was writing the speech, I looked back on the past year books for some sort of inspiration. Each page had a story behind it, and I was reminded about all the memorable things I've done in school. From all the different field trips, the sports games, the Bollywood performances, trying to figure out a way to stay awake in class, and so much more. Those are some of the things that I've done, and of course, everyone's story is different. I'm sure everyone here can probably draw on their memories too. I'm not ashamed to say that I'll miss the school and all the people that I've met. All the memories we've made will always be etched in my mind, and I'd regret it if I missed this opportunity to thank you all for making my time here a pleasure. I would like to thank Mr. Lewis, Mr. Lee, and Ms. Cameron for helping me write and proofread my speech. Without their help, who knows what I would have done to prepare it. Like I said. This emphasizes my point about teachers going the extra mile to support us, using their own free time to lend us a helping hand. I can't ignore Mr. Philby, who's been a wonderful dean for the past 5 years. Thank you, sir, for all your effort. Thank you, sir, for all the effort you've made for a tough bunch, I guess. Luckily for me, I never had to see him for the wrong reasons, whether it's misbehaving in class or making the wrong decisions in school. Rather, I always went to him whenever I needed some advice or assistance when I required. There's also Mrs. Carrigan, who has been my tutor group teacher for 4 years from my first day here till the last day of 2015. This year, things changed and I was moved to be one of the leaders for a Year 9 form class, and so I had to lead hers. Yet, she always supported me and as much as she could, and with that, I thank you. We can't forget about Mr. Healy. I wish to thank you for having done so much for the school in so little time, for all the inspirational speeches you've made during assemblies, as well as the will you have to support us students as much as you can. I remember the first time I met him during the principal interviews. I was one of the students chosen to be in the selection process, making comments and learning about the candidates. Mr. Healy came along with a striking first impression and promised to make Glenfield College better. And with what we're witnessing today, he definitely is. Then there's my parents, who I wish to thank for always being there for me throughout my lifetime. I can say we definitely don't always see eye to eye, but I appreciate the things they've done for me, especially having to put up with disobedient, ungrateful, spoiled children, like my siblings over there. Nah, I'm kidding, of course, I'm just referring to me. I know I may seem careless and unthankful, but believe me, it's just a phase in this thing you call teenagehood. It may be cheesy, but let me just say, I love you both. Lastly, I would like to thank all my friends who I consider as my second family. Through thick and thin, we've always had each other's backs, and I'm forever grateful for all the memories we've shared together. You guys accepted me in Year 9, and still stuck with me after all those years. There's been countless times when I dogged the boys, but you guys always still have my back. There's been an indefinite amount of roasting and triggers that they rain upon me too, but I guess I still love them. To the Year 13s, there's approximately 108 of us graduating tonight. It's been a difficult last year of high school, trying to reach out for all those e-credits, finding the strength to face the externals, and even all the sleepless nights completing all the portfolios and artworks. It's possible that some of us will be engineers, future world-renowned artists, surgeons, professional athletes, and everything else in between. But remember, the future is still yet to be written. We have to try a lot of things before finding out what it truly is that makes us happy. I would like to finish with some insightful words about what it is to come after high school. However, I have yet to figure that out myself. The future is scary. There are so many unknowns out there that we still haven't encountered, so let this be the final words I will say to you. To paraphrase an inspirational author by the name of Catherine Pulsifer, you make up the chapters of your future. So the next time you attempt to write your story, remember, only you are the one who can create the best chapters that could ever be written. Again, I would just like to say thank you for making my years in Glenfield College memorable. With bonds we've all created, we've made it starting from the bottom, and I can finally say the whole team's here. Now we graduate from high school, which is no easy feat. And just once more, congratulations to Glenfield College's class of 2016.